Hey, this is Drew Page. Welcome to the Drew Page channel. In this video, I want to talk about how I made the news in my local newspaper in Suffolk, Virginia, involving a case that is the largest lawsuit that I have filed for so far. If you find this video helpful or entertaining, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit the notification bell so you can be kept up to date with all the other videos that come out. So this morning, I got a copy of the local newspaper, the Suffolk News Herald, which the city of Suffolk, Virginia is my primary office. I have offices in Suffolk, Virginia, Cortland, Virginia, Emporia, Virginia, and Brunswick County, Virginia, basically all along a major Highway 58 in Virginia. And the newspaper picked up on a lawsuit that I have filed against the city of Suffolk school board, as well as a couple of their employees, over a little girl about 6 years of age who was riding on a school bus during the January 3rd big winter storm that we had in Virginia. And the child was dropped off, and the bus driver said, "This is your stop." The child said, "This is not where I live." There was some confusion about whether the driver tried to find out if this was actually the stop, and at the end of the day eventually just said, "You're going to have to figure it out and walk home." And of course, 6-year-old had no idea where she was, didn't know where she had been dropped off at, was left out in the snow in the freezing cold, 6 years old, and some strangers happened to pick her up, and fortunately those strangers didn't turn out to be bad people, but they sure could have been, and the situation could have been much worse. By happenstance, the grandfather was notified by the mom, who thought that the child had been dropped off at the school, at her home, at the right place, because the school had notified her the child had been dropped off at home. The grandfather was at home and nobody was there. The child wasn't there. So the grandfather drove around looking for the child, and by happenstance happened upon these strangers who had found the little girl. And obviously the child is kind of shook up, and there's some treatment going, and some decisions the mom is now having to make, and some costs she has to bear because of the reckless and gross negligence and intentional infliction of emotional distress against the child. So obviously it's a pending matter, so I'm not going to get too much into detail. I'm just sharing, basically they reported on the complaint that was filed. Here's the story. Suit filed in winter bus incident. So that's the article that they filed and prepared. So I'll keep you posted as things progress, but anyway, I represent those types of injury cases. So if you know anyone who's been injured in an accident, or a child that's been left at a bus stop and there's no explanation for it, and no care about the child, or slip and falls, have them reach out to me. They can go to my website at drewpage.com, fill out one of the contact forms. It's also got phone numbers on there. My law office is in Suffolk, Virginia at 757-935-9065. But the best way is to go to my website at drewpage.com, fill out the contact form with some information, and we'll get back in touch. So anyway, that's basically what's up with the news story. Put in the comments what you think about it. I mean, how would you react if your 6-year-old child was left out in freezing temperatures and told you got to figure it out and walk home when they have no idea where they're going? What steps would you take, legally, of course? Put in the comments and let me know. I'd be interested to know, what other people's takes are. So I'm suing for $10 million plus $350,000 in punitive damages, which is the maximum cap in Virginia for punitive damages. And let me know in the comments what you think. All right, till next time, stay tuned.